A tantalizing possibility, a frightened passenger train that would crisscross Yucatan, Mexico's most touristic region.
¿Te has atrevido a imaginar el proyecto de infraestructura más importante de la región en mucho tiempo? ¿Te has atrevido a soñar a un sur-sureste?
The project was announced by Manuel Lopez Obrador when he first took office in 2018. Nearly 5 years later, it's leaving its mark in the landscape. But that's not always seen as a good thing, according to Guillermo Cristi, a speleologist and engineer.
Here's the cavern. It's a few meters away from the median and from construction.
Construction machines are digging deep pits in order to build elevated tracks in this section.
This cavern is called Los Guardianes. When we discovered it, at the moment when they started destroying everything, we found jaguar footprints and other animals who come here to drink water.
With no rivers in the region, these caverns are the only spaces where animals can find water during the dry season.
We can see the little paw clearly.
Here, close to Playa del Carmen, Cristi, along with members of his association, have counted more than 300 caverns of the same type. They're very fragile.
It's calcareous soil, basically the same soil across the entire peninsula, riddled with small cavities. It's very crumbly. Look, you only need to touch it. Local speleologists are the ones who have all this information, but we were never listened to since construction started.
Cristi and his group have noticed that several caverns have been filled with rubble. But they say that since there's little knowledge of the geography of the peninsula's underbelly, there's a high risk that the train is passing through undetected caverns.
Even if you have the best civil engineers, if you're working on soil that is porous and crumbly, how can you guarantee there won't be a collapse?
Train paths that cut through virgin forests along with topographical risks aren't the only problems experts have voiced. Francisco Gorostiza says the project is also not economically sound.
I worked on railroads my whole life. My greatest wish is to have new passenger trains in Mexico. But since the beginning, I thought that the Mayan Train was a project that couldn't be justified financially, economically, or socially.
According to this former official at the Ministry of Public Works, the project was rushed and was not properly planned. The projected number of users, he says, is nothing but a fantasy.
Lately, they've said that by 2030, the train would be transporting 11 or 12 million people a year. It's completely utopic. Picture this. The train from Barcelona to Madrid transports 4 million passengers each year. They think that in 6 years, the Mayan train will transport 3 or 4 times that amount? It's impossible. It's going to be a financial black hole that will quickly go out of service.
The initial budget was €6 billion, but 7 months after work kicked off, the bill has already tripled to €18 billion. Criticism continues to pour in, especially regarding deforestation. The government says they will make up for it in spades.
We're building the Mayan Train for the good of the people, and it's totally eco-responsible. It kicks off a new era when it comes to the environment in the region. It comes with plans for reforestation with 500 million trees. To give you an idea, we will reforest an area equivalent to 50 times the size of Paris.
Those reforestation plans are part of the Mexican president's flagship program, Sembrando Vida, or Sowing Life.
When the rainy season begins, we will distribute all these plant shoots to 30 village residents who have signed up for the program.
A small monthly salary is given to farmers so they plant 2.5 hectares of fruit trees or timber. Mateo is one of those farmers who signed up when the program launched in 2018.
All these young trees, they're mahogany.
What was here before you planted them?
It was a forest.
Many farmers are cutting down trees to plant others. That's why the government's reforestation numbers are being contested. The train is set to be inaugurated on December 23rd, 2023. The government says it will stay on schedule, no matter the challenges. The Ministry of Defense is tasked with ensuring the project is delivered. It was declared of high importance for the country's national security. The Mayan Train doesn't seem to be quite on track.